Hello scrappers and planet lovers, Tin Man here with another video. So an interesting find, was out and about and was able to pick up this large multi-piece mounted light system. And I have found a number of different tubular style mounts, light systems in the past. But what's different about these is that these actually, unlike your regular ones that are tin shelled, these have an aluminum case to them and gonna be worth a lot more money taking the time to open these than if I was to just bring these in whole and get electronic or appliance weight price. Currently right now, I could bring them in and get about 5 to 6 cents a pound Canadian, which is better than nothing. But as mentioned, these, if I put a magnet to it, you can see the magnet does not stick. And that's because these are aluminum. And once I take the outer casing off of it, it is going to be a form of aluminum called extrusion. Extrusion is any type of aluminum that looks like it's been put through a mold or a press, has a lot of grooves in it and different intricate designs, if you will. A lot of your screen frames are extrusion. A lot of heat sinks I talk about as well from circuit boards. And right now, that is going for $1.16 a pound Canadian in London, Ontario. So an excellent price. And that is going to be your highest form of aluminum you have. So great source. I have 4 of them here. You can see different sizes. Here's more of a medium one. I am going to tackle this large one today as well, show you what's inside. Lights like this do have a nice ballast inside, a lot of copper wire as well. Very easy to take apart. So going to do that right now, show you how to identify the material, separate it properly, and more importantly, how to maximize your profit and divert almost the entire thing away from the landfill. So going to start right here. Just already began taking off the outer screws on this. So first thing I'm going to do, I always have a magnet close by right here. I always have my screws just attached to those, and I will later put them into a tin bucket. Tin right now going for about 8 to 10 cents a pound. So better than nothing, and it does not take a lot to add up in weight. This shell here that you see that covered the wire here, you can see the wire right there inside, but this is going to be a form of aluminum as well. It does have a small little groove to it, but I'm going to actually, for the sake of this, just going to call this sheet aluminum. It does, yes, have a few little grooves. You see 1 or 2 on there. So I could actually put it into extrusion, and I will. So $1.16 a pound for this. If it did not have the little grooves on this, it would be classified as sheet aluminum. Currently right now going for about a 60 to 65 cents a pound. So better than nothing, but again, if I can get extrusion price for this, way better profit. So gonna hold this off to the side. Again, here are my ballast right here. This is a smaller type of ballast. It was just glued on there, taped on there, I think right there. But a lot of this wire right here, this is gonna be classified as 40% appliance wire. Currently, this is going for $1.67 a pound Canadian. So that is also an excellent price. There is a different category for appliance wire. You know, when you're looking at 40% and 60%, this stuff all here is going to be your 40%. So I just throw it right into a bag. And again, $1.67 for this. I also have a few screws on the outside that I do need to remove. So the only real garbage on this is going to be the side frames. It is a little bit of plastic. So a little bit is better than all of it for sure. And I am actually very excited to see the weight of this. There is also a piece of glass that runs here, tempered glass. That is going to be thrown in my garbage as well. So a little bit better for the environment, glass than plastic. But unfortunately, here in southwestern Ontario, we don't get any monetary value for plastic. I have had some of my subscriber friends from out east say that they actually get money for their plastic, part of a government incentive to help reduce the amount of plastic. So that is awesome that they do that. I would love to see our Ontario government get on board with that, but no matter, unfortunately, you know, at least some places are doing it, so maybe other places will catch wind and take on that to help reduce items in our landfill. So just removing the last few screws. So as I said, very easy to do. Okay, and there is my magnet right there. You can see, easy to just pick up my screws. I will transfer them off into a tin can afterwards, but just gonna remove this plate here. There's two, there's my case, okay. As well, there is a small light switch here that has a few screws that I'm gonna remove, so I'm gonna do that as well. And ballast, I do wanna talk a little bit about ballast. They are a category at a scrapyard. There's two different ones. Some of your ballasts will say on it no lead, some of them, or no PCB, I believe it is. That is something you have to look at. There are different categories for them. I think the ones that contain the PCB are going to have a 3 cents a pound value. The ones that are not are about 15 cents a pound. So there's a light switch on this as well, a little bit of tin. I do remove the light switch. You can see anything that has a click noise does have some silver inside. As well, I will open these just to get off the little bit of brass, these prongs. Sometimes they're copper, but just gonna pull that. You can see, there it is, right there, that's a piece. And if I scratch this, just gonna do so right now. It is actually, look at that. That is actually, hopefully you can tell that that is a copper color underneath. So this is gonna be number 1 copper, or number 2 copper because of the coating on it. Currently right now, $4.67 a pound for both of those. So I do, as mentioned, pull them off. Even if I don't break the entire thing open, I will pull these off. So get that out, but there are going to be a little silver contacts in here as well. And I do have a video showing you places you can find free silver. It is anywhere and everywhere, so I will include the link to that video. But definitely get those prongs off there, scratch them to see if they're copper or brass. Okay, here is my little connector that I have. Just gonna leave that on. So again, this is a little bit of garbage, but there is all of my wire that you have. I am gonna just slide this piece of glass out. Okay, so there it goes. Okay, so this is gonna be, again, throwing this into the garbage, unfortunately, but you know, it's just a little, it's gonna hopefully be tempered. There is a small little light. There is my light that goes all the way down. A few screws in it that I just need to remove. Because if I was to bring this in with some magnetic attraction, if I left a screw on there, I am gonna get downgraded to dirty aluminum or dirty extrusion, and I'm gonna get penalized tremendously. So you wanna make sure you get all of it off, okay, free of any types of bolts. Ladders are another great form of extrusion that I did a video on. I was saving them up, and I brought in a few 100 pounds of them. So easy to clean off, easy to upgrade. And again, that video too, I will throw into the link in my description, because extrusion, again, with the prices we're at, $1.16. I do want to say today's date is September 13, 2024. During the summer, extrusion was actually at $1.31 a pound. So that was incredible. And there are two different categories. There is painted and unpainted. So a lot of my heat sinks, for example, I have had painted black, green, yellow, or gold, if you will, reds. So painted, you do have to separate them. They're about 1 cent less than clean. I have had some people say that their scrapyards just took it all together. And I think it depends on how much you have and who's working the scale house that day, because I too have experienced that. Even though they are different priced, I brought them in a separate bag and they just threw them all together. So again, it's better to have it separate. Worst case, the people at the scrapyard are just gonna put them together for you. But if you have them mixed and they look at it and say they don't like it, again, they're gonna downgrade you to the lower price. So if in doubt, separate. A little bit of lights here. And what's interesting, you can see on the back of these, this is actually just a light plate that is glued onto some aluminum. So not sure if I can actually pick that off of there. I'm just gonna throw this right into dirty aluminum. This would be your sheet aluminum. So as you can see, there are no grooves in this. It's just a solid piece of aluminum. So probably with that light plate on there, gonna get about 15 to 20 cents. So better than nothing. but I'm not gonna waste my time trying to scrape off this lights or these light switches. So some more aluminum, but here is my money maker right here. Okay, just gonna pull off these little wires. This is what I was after. Notice you can see the intricate pattern on this. So that is extrusion. So $1.16 a pound for this. And this does have some nice weight to it. And I do also, while I'm on the topic, want to mention a common question I do get from beginner scrappers that are new to my channel. How can I tell the difference between non-magnetic stainless steel and aluminum? And for me, the most conclusive test is the spark test. If I was to hit this with a grinder and it sparks and it's non-magnetic, it's going to be, if it sparks, stainless steel, going to go for about 70 cents a pound, 77 cents a pound right now in London, Ontario. If I hit this with a grinder and it's non-magnetic and it doesn't spark, it's going to be aluminum. So I'm going to show you just right now. I always like to add this in, especially I'm getting new viewers and subscribers every day. So I like to just refer to this because, you know, that way the more I have it, the more educated hopefully people are. And if you're new to this channel, again, you're learning something new. So here's my grinder, just gonna hit this. So there you go. Aluminum does not spark with the grinder. And again, higher grade, this is extrusion. Has a lot of nice little patterns to it. Looks like it's been put through a press. So there you go. And my ballast, I do want to quickly check. It says on here, it does not say anything about PCB or any of that stuff. So that's great. So just going to throw that right into the non. And what I will do with this is I will actually just cut the wire. I don't open these. I have opened them and I do have a video showing you if they are worth it or not. And again, it all depends on the scrapper. So that video too, I will put in there. And they are kind of interesting to check out, but this just gonna throw right in, get the 15 cents a pound. This, as mentioned, gonna get some nice 40% appliance wire. I will also, on the edge of there is a little nub there. I will cut that brass off. Gonna throw that into my yellow brass right now, going for $3.35 a pound. I do also have to make sure I remove these little caps. So what I do is I don't untwist them. I'll just take them off like this. I have a separate bag for these little plugs like this. I get about 19 cents a pound for these, just plug ends. And that way I don't have someone at the scrapyard saying there's too much plastic on it. So I do cut those off. But again, very interesting, easy video. Want to see how much I get from there. Lights, wall-mounted lights. Just an example showing you, you can find anything and everything on scrap day. Make sure you check to see if things work first. I should have said that at the start of the video. I did check. Unfortunately, they did not work. So that is why I'm scrapping it. But rule with anything before you scrap, check to see if it works first, because you will make way more money selling in good workable condition than scrap value. But no matter, these ones were not going to be repaired. So great find for sure. Go get that extrusion, go get that scrap. And again, love working with this scrapping community, not only helping people monetarily, but also being able to make an impact, reducing the amount of items going to the landfill. So thanks again for watching. Please comment down below, like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Tin Man out.